uncalled for. So the Bureau's term has ended. We are going to elect the new leadership. What is this impatience about? He's acting. He never claimed to be a president of this institution. That's why he calls himself an acting president. He accepts that he's not the president of this institution. So we're not going to be bullied here by people who want to run this institution from the grave. Give the report, and after giving the report, outline what's going to happen to the election. The elections are going to happen. Whether they get dissolved now, whether they get dissolved on Monday, it's immaterial. We are going to elect new leadership here. Let them report. Thank you, Chair.
I see an interest. Honorable Roger, can you allow others also to take the floor?
No, Roger.
He's not going to speak. You're not going to speak alone here, Roger. You're not going to do that. This is not your parliament. You're not going to do that.
Roger, you don't make yourself a parliament.
Mr. President.
You have your chance.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. You see,
sorry, order.
It is sad. It is very sad what we are doing to ourselves. It's very, very sad. Why am I saying this? Did our rules anticipate COVID? Did our rules anticipate that there could be a disaster that could hit the whole world and bring the whole world to a standstill? In every civilized society and every parliament, PAP not exception, when you find yourself in this situation, the person who is president uses his discretion to make sure that the institution keeps moving. If you say this is contrary, I want those who are saying the current bureau or acting bureau should be dissolved so that we'll have a vacuum to refer us to our rules that says that when this happens, have a blank and let the staff take over. We don't have anything like that in our rules. And I'll be very happy to be guided. Yes, term expires, but it expires because of COVID. Why are you using nose masks? Take your nose masks out because of COVID. That is why you are using nose masks. Please, we have come this far. Like Honorable Malema said, we have an activity report. Let's allow the activity report to be read to tell us why we are where we are and where we want to go. Let's know people who are very, very seen abusing our rules, all of a sudden wake up to be making reference to the rules. Let them not do that. We are sons and daughters of Africa. And let's allow cool heads to prevail. You break the rule when it suits you. I don't see any rule being broken. The simple reason is that for 1 year, all of us couldn't be here because of this pandemic.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's allow the activity report to be read and let us be told how this interim arrangement is being put. If we are all not satisfied with it, we'll take a collective decision. But let's know anybody try to hijack the process. Let the process proceed. Thank you very much.
I think we need to make progress.
Yes.
We need to make progress.
No, President.
We need to make progress. Okay, babe, if you have a useful idea that can help us, I grant you the floor. Proceed. If you have some useful ideas which are better, help us.
President.
But why are you shouting? Are you saying she shouldn't take the floor? Why are you saying she shouldn't take the floor? She has the floor. Why are you shouting?
Monsieur le Président.
Honorable President, we are here representing our respective countries and representing Africa. I get the impression that the parliament is South Africa. A parliamentarian from South Africa saying that we should move forward. We did not come here to go for walks. We are here to follow our rules of procedure, and I support what Honorable Nkodo has said. If you are not meant to be sitting in the bureau, you need to resign. We are here. We've defined rules, and we are going to elect those who are going to continue with leading the Pan-African Parliament. It's not just for South Africa, it's for the entire continent. North, West, Central Africa, Eastern Africa, Southern Africa. But then there's a group of people that want to grab the Pan-African Parliament for themselves. And that is why I was asking for the floor. I come from West Africa, and I am supporting the candidacy of our West African candidate. Thank you.
Je demande la parole, Monsieur le Président.
Honorable President, could I please have the floor? Could I please have the floor, Honorable President?
Point of order.
Yes, President.
Point of order is a point of order. You are not debating, it's a point of order.
I want to respond to the last speaker.
Okay, you'll be given the floor.
If
You'll be given the floor.
Point of order, President, may I speak?
No, you'll be given the floor, don't worry. You'll be given the floor. Let me move systematically. Those who have spoken, please, give others a chance. You have been heard. You can't be the only one to be heard all the time. There's a green shirt over there.
Thank you very much, Mr. President.
But Honorable Roger, you are interrupting. We gave you the floor. Someone else is holding the floor. Someone else is holding the floor.
This is not your parliament.
I am giving the floor, Mr. President.
You are given a chance. You cannot think that you're going to let us. You had your chance.
I am giving the floor.
You autocritically, Roger. You must stop it. You must just stop it now.
I am giving the floor, Mr.
Let us proceed. Right, and I want to say, please, it's unfortunate that the previous speaker said, I'm supporting this candidate. We are not here. This is an election. There are no candidates here. Let's talk about. Go ahead.
Mr. President, if we claim to be acting on matters of rules, not any political undertone, the question is, the rules applies that May 2020 we are supposed to be here.
Yes.
August, committees were supposed to be here. And October, plenary was supposed to be in session. Likewise, in March, committees were supposed to be here. If it is in the spirit of the rules, were we here in those months?
For commission.
Were we here
Commission.
in those months?
Commission shows.
I think Honorable Muntaga rightly put it in the right perspective. The whole world was hijacked by the pandemic. That is a situation that actually made PAP to be paralyzed. I think the acting presidents who were running the affairs of the parliament need to be commended for the effort they've made to ensure that we were able to meet here once more, to ensure we put in place yet the new leadership that will steer the affairs of the parliament. We've been told that tomorrow is the day set for the election. And before us, we have the report to be presented. Let patiently wait and then go through the reports. If we are convinced what was made to make this arrangement for the interim bureau, and then for the move, for the new bureau to be elected tomorrow, we do by that. It's going to be premature to ask the bureau to step down and create a vacuum. Who will take over? Is it our staff to come and run the affairs of the parliament? We have only 1 day to go. Why can't we be patient and allow that course to be in progress? Please, for God's sake, if it's the rules, we know the pandemic has hijacked the rules. Otherwise, I will not say these rules, but this is a matter of political undertone.
The last one, then I make a ruling. The last one.
Non,
Yes.
monsieur.
Le dernier,
parle, le dernier, le débat n'est pas fini.
The last one is not finished, Honorable President.
Il faut que l'on parle. Il faut que l'on parle, on est là.
We need to speak. We are here for that. We need to speak. Allow us to speak. Allow us to speak. He is not the last speaker.
Vous ne pouvez pas me donner la parole sous prétexte que vous allez prendre une décision. C'est pas normal.
This is not normal. You're
He's taken the floor. Don't interrupt others when they are given the floor.
Mr. President, I speak here not in supporting a region other than other region. I'm talking about the unity in Africa and in this parliament. We do regret that we don't need to listen to this fight between the MPs. We are not here talking on the name of a country or of a region, but we are here to speak for Africa. This continent unites all of us. We don't want to allow anyone to speak in the name of a region or a country. Honorable Roji Nkududang, you were the former president of this parliament. You have made your name as a president, and we have celebrated when you took over from the late president from Nigeria. He gave to you the leadership of the parliament. We all were united despite all those elections and that took place. So I think you as well, you have to be able to accept the passation of the leadership from you to other MPs. We as the MPs, we have to work together and unite. We are the majority. The majority are those who are supporting the unity of this parliament and Africa. We are the majority here in this chamber. We have to take the responsibility to lead this parliament, to lead Africa, and not to give the chance for us to call over regions. We say that the COVID, the pandemic, was something that hit the world. So there's no one in particular who's responsible for the pandemic. We all were hit by it, and it had its impact all over the world. We were forced not to come here and do the meeting. So there was one of us who has been acting president and took the responsibility to lead us to this session and choose our new leadership. Thank you.
Monsieur le Président.
Yes, I hear you.
Honorable President, point of order.
You need to know, I'm a new president, new acting president. I don't point at you because you are bullying me. I think this has to be clear. I want people who respect the chair, and I'll give them a chance to speak. Some of you think that if I make noise, then I'll succumb to that. Because I don't succumb to noise. You raise up your hand in a disciplined manner, I point at you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Honorable President. Thank you, Honorable President. I would like to thank you for giving me the floor and not having succumbed to the noise. Honorable President, the issue that I'm raising is not putting into doubt the work of the Interim Bureau. We are here because of the efforts of that Bureau. And in all honesty, I would like to commend the Bureau for the work that was done and that made it possible for us to make progress today. In all countries around the world and in all democracies, there are substantive issues that the Interim Bureau cannot handle. Because what we're going to do today is going to engage the Bureau that is coming in and the Parliament. For instance, we're going to look at the gaps in terms of the rules of procedure of the PAP. There are substantive matters that the Interim Bureau cannot handle. We are not asking the Bureau to resign because they're not legitimate. We are saying that this Bureau, as an Interim Bureau, cannot handle these issues because these are issues that will commit us all. We all know that we're going to have an election tomorrow, and Honorable President, you are a candidate of that. Therefore, this Bureau needs to lead us to the elections, and the substantive issues of the Parliament will be handled by the new Bureau that will be legitimate and elected for the next 3 years. Thank you, Honorable President, and I hope that the Bureau agrees to not handle the substantive issues that will commit us all and to rather move to the elections so that they can handle those substantive measures.
Before I go to the next speaker, I need to clarify a few issues. Let me